Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke's forgotten son Jack pops up in video chats. Bold and the Beautiful reminded viewers of Brooke Logan's forgotten son, Jack Marone, now that his father, Nick Marone, is back in town on the CBS soap. Jack is never mentioned, but B&B couldn't put Nick and Brooke together for a chat without mentioning the son they had together. Well, kind of together, as Jack's birth involved three people: Brooke, Jack, and Taylor Hayes. Bold and the Beautiful scene where Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly-Lund, and Nick Marone, Jack Wadner, talk about their son was a surprise to viewers who are new to the soap. It was also a jolt back to the past for the veteran fans who haven't heard or seen Jack in a long time. So, let's talk about Jack first, who should be in his 20s today, but this is a soap, so if Bold and the Beautiful ever brought him back, he could be any age, but it's not likely the soap plans to do that. Though it is likely that B&B just couldn't put these two parents together without at least a mention of the son they share. If they ignored him, well, that would appear rather cold. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., reminded Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, that Nick Marone was also part of her past, so she does have that in common with Brooke Logan. Taylor actually gave birth to Jack in a storyline that had a bizarre B&B twist to it. In another Bold and Beautiful Brooke versus Taylor storyline, Taylor Hayes gave birth to Nick's baby back in 2007, but it wasn't so simple, as the egg that was used was Brooke's, although she didn't know it at the time. So, technically, or rather, DNA specifies, Jack's biological mother is Brooke Logan. This happened due to an IVF mix-up. While Taylor did her best to try bonding with the baby, she decided to let Nick and Brooke raise their biological son after the mix-up was discovered. The last time the Bold and the Beautiful viewers got a look at Jack Malone was in 2010 to 2011, when twins Morgan and Frank Gingerich played that role. Nick, who is now a shipping mogul, gave a fleeting history of their son, a now grown-up Jack. He told Brooke that Jack didn't take after his father, who has a love for the sea. Instead, he takes after his mother, meaning Brooke, in the fashion design industry. Bold and the Beautiful viewers now know Jack works for the Forrester family at their Paris location. Viewers also learn that Brooke keeps in touch with Jack through video messaging. So, Bold and the Beautiful dropped a tidbit about Jack Malone into this week's episodes. They really didn't have much of a choice. It would look rather cold if his parents, Brooke and Nick, didn't mention him at all. But Taylor and Steffi, Jacqueline McKinns would also mention that Nick and Brooke have a son together, so you get the message that no one on the screen forgot about him. But in the matter of a blink of an eye, we found out where their son is today, what he was doing, and that he is still close to his parents, Brooke Logan and Nick Malone. Brooke said she video messages their son often, but as no one has yet played the role of an adult Jack on B&B, viewers don't know what he looks like, and probably won't anytime soon, unless, for some reason, B&B decides to find a young man for that role and put him on the screen. But don't hold your breath, as it probably won't happen, or at least that is what the soap's producer said. A while back, Casey Kasperzak, Bold's supervising producer, teased that Jack would be referenced on the soap, which they did this week, but he also said there were no plans to bring him onto the screen. So it looks like this reference is all we get, as far as Jack is concerned, in the immediate future. A digital ghost from the past. The first hint came subtly. Ridge was in Brooke's living room when her phone buzzed. A video chat from an unknown number. Brooke, slightly flustered, ignored it. But the calls didn't stop. When she finally answered, the screen lit up with a young man in his mid-20s. Chiseled jaw, intelligent eyes, and that unmistakable maroon edge. It was Jack. Longtime fans will remember the dramatic saga of Jack's birth. He was the product of an accidental surrogacy mix-up, a storyline that had Brooke and Nick Marone, scrambling to protect their respective marriages, reputations, and sanity. For a time, Jack was the epicenter of a volatile triangle between Brooke, Taylor, and Nick. Eventually, Brooke stepped away from Jack's life, believing he would be better off without the chaos. But now, 2 decades later, Jack is back, and he's not the confused child they once knew. He's a man with questions, demands, and secrets of his own. As the video calls continued, Jack remained elusive. He refused to give an address. His background was always blurred. Sometimes the calls were cut off mid-sentence. He insisted on speaking only to Brooke, which made Ridge increasingly suspicious. Was this really about reconnecting, or was Jack using technology as a shield to hide something more sinister? Brooke, torn between maternal guilt and self-preservation, tried to reach out. She offered to fly to him. She asked to meet in person, but Jack always smiled and said, "Soon, not yet." Ridge isn't known for his subtlety, and this situation has been no exception. His temper flared each time Jack's name was mentioned. To Ridge, the reemergence of Jack wasn't just a painful reminder of the past. It was a threat to their carefully rebuilt relationship. "Why is he hiding?" Ridge snapped during a tense moment. "If he really wanted to see you, he'd be here. He's playing you, Logan, and I won't let him drag you down again." Brooke, however, sees things differently. "He's my son," she replied softly. "I walked away from him. Maybe this is his way of finding his own terms." But deep down, even Brooke senses something is off. As Brooke confides in her children, Hope and RJ both struggle with this news. Hope, always the emotional heart of the Logan family, feels a tug of empathy for Jack, but also fear. "What if he's angry?" she asks. "What if he's coming back not to reconnect, but to ruin you?" RJ, on the other hand, takes a more practical approach. A tech-savvy genius, he begins to trace Jack's digital footprint, trying to find the source of the video calls. His discoveries are disturbing. The IP address isn't static. It bounces around the globe. VPNs, firewalls, encryption. Jack knows how to cover his tracks. Someone's helping him, RJ finally concludes. This isn't just a son trying to FaceTime his mom. This is someone planning something. Speculation runs wild. Could someone else be manipulating Jack behind the scenes? Perhaps Taylor, trying to reset the scales of motherhood. Could it be Nick Marone himself, resurfacing to settle old scores? Or, in the darkest twist yet, could Jack be in trouble, reaching out the only way he can? Fans are already theorizing. What if Jack is a pawn in an international biotech scheme? What if he's sick and needs something only Brooke can provide? Perhaps even a life-saving bone marrow transplant? What if he's been brainwashed by someone who wants revenge on the Forresters? With The Bold and the Beautiful, the line between soap opera and psychological thriller often blurs, and this storyline is primed to explode. Brooke's identity has always been rooted in passion, regret, resilience, and redemption. The return of Jack threatens to reopen every wound she ever tried to bury. Will her maternal instinct triumph over fear, or will the ghosts of her past unravel the family she's tried so hard to keep together? The Logan name is once again under fire, not from a Forrester, but from within. What happens next? The producers are keeping future scripts tightly under wraps, but whispers from the set suggest that Jack will appear in person during a dramatic cliffhanger in the coming weeks, possibly during a Forrester's gala or family dinner. Expect fireworks, expect heartbreak, and expect Brooke to be caught between two worlds, the life she built and the life she abandoned. As The Bold and the Beautiful proves time and again, the past never stays dead. It dials in, stares you in the face, and calls you Mom. Final thoughts. Jack Marone's video chat reappearance may have started with a screen flickering to life, but it's about to crack open a storyline that could shake the Logan dynasty to its core. As Brooke faces the son she gave up, the choices she once made come rushing back with new consequences. Fans, prepare yourselves, because this isn't just a visit from the past, it's a digital reckoning. And in true bold fashion, nothing will ever be the same again. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay inspired.